Okay, we're back with another play in our offboarding playbook. And this one is just leveraging the last play. So this is going to be short, but it's simple. Once you've taught everybody in your company about real time SBIR, first of all, you should establish an expected baseline. For most folks, what I like to do with most teams is say, look, everybody should be requesting feedback at least once a month. But if you are in one of these low performance situations where you're not quite meeting the expected bar, remember that last conversation? Then what we're going to do is we're going to ask the low performer to ask for feedback very frequently as possible. Frankly, once a week would be ideal, even a couple times a week. The point is, in that last diagnosis step, a few steps ago, when we talked about what were the documented behaviors that were problematic, that's what you want to pick apart. So let's say that it's an issue of schedule reliability, where this person just cannot deliver on time. What you want to do is a way to solicit feedback would be to have Bob ask the manager explicitly, what is your expectation on when this is due? So that's explicitly getting the requirement, and then request the feedback, right? Just say, look, like a week's gone by, I'm still working on this. Can I get some feedback on my progress so far? Right? And then have the other person give that real-time feedback. I think you're doing well. Bob, you gave an update yesterday, and I feel like I understand what you're doing. Right? Have them continuously solicit. And this is so important, okay? First of all, this is a survival technique for you as a manager. It's not about you force feeding and saying, yep, this week you did this week you did that. That's stressful for everybody, okay? Instead, have the employee, have Bob ask for that feedback. Now, if they don't know how to ask for it, well, that's what you have to coach them on. Right? And what are some clever ways to solicit the feedback? And you always have to think about, for the employee, who is the person that they need to work better with? Sometimes it's you yourself, because you may be in a situation where you're both, their direct line manager as well as their technical lead, in which case that's great. You can have that sort of a direct relationship in giving the feedback. But again, the key, the low performer has to ask for it. And again, because you've taught your whole group about this system, when people get requests for feedback from Bob, they shouldn't be at all surprised. They shouldn't find it unusual because, again, you've trained everybody on how to give that feedback, that SBIR format. So hopefully now you're seeing sort of the logic of how the whole system's starting to fit together. And again, with our low performer, we want them to keep soliciting that feedback. They get it, and then come back and see me in the next play, and we'll talk about coaching to an outcome that hopefully is a win-win.